Hey everybody, that intro always kills me. All right, it looks like for the first time everything is working the way it should. Knock on wood. I shouldn't have mentioned it, but it seems like everything's set up tonight just fine for the show. Welcome everyone. I am very happy to be back on a Sunday night. If you guys don't know, I am Rick Bailey, and this is the Foltz Bailey Model Railroad Show here on YouTube, and you are tuned into Sidetrack Sunday. Sidetrack Sunday is a show that a couple guys put on every Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or Daylight Time, depending on which season we're in. It's always a bunch of laughs. You've got guys modeling, guys talking about trains, guys building dioramas, and you got goofballs like me who just like to screw up live. Tonight we are going to go over. Chat has been blowing up like since at least 7:30. I think the first one that was in here was my sister Tina at like 5:30 this evening. So cookie goes to her. But chat started going around like 7 o'clock. So you guys have been filling up over there like crazy. Thank you for that. The participant board is already, it's filled. Yeah, you guys are going nuts. Okay, so tonight we're going to try and do a little bit more on the build that we started 2 weeks ago, the one that I was working on just this past Friday night. If you guys aren't aware, I try to do, I'm trying this new thing where I'm going to be live here on YouTube every other Friday. So I was just live last night, I'm sorry, this past Friday, 2 nights ago. And I will do it again, hopefully in 2 weeks. So we'll see how that goes. It just so happens that you got a double dose of me this week because I did Friday and now I'm doing Sidetrack Sunday. So like I said, we're just going to go and finish up the kit that we started or we were continuing on Friday. And we're going to go from there. I think tonight we're done with the paint for now, I think, unless we come up with some other ideas. But I think tonight's going to be a glue up and some ideas. I did do some work, a lot of work before when I left you guys on Friday. So we've got a lot to go over. Chat is still going and I am not going back. Sorry guys, I'm not scrolling to the back at the top. I will say hello to everyone, but I'm not going back through chat. But listen, before we get into all that, let's jump over and see our girl. Here comes Rita. All right. Rita, I don't know about you guys, but I think Rita looks more beautiful every time I see her. She is amazing. Let's see. We are going to, you know what? Why don't we just jump right over and get into the participants list? Let's see who's there. I know it's early. It's only been like 3 minutes into the show, but you guys have been rocking and rolling in chat, and there's a lot of you here. So let's do that. Let's flip screen here. All right. The participants list, as I can see it, in alphabetical order. We've got Al Mar. Al, it's good to see you, my friend. Thank you for popping in. Aussie America. That would be Artie. Artie, welcome. I know you're up north oh God, what is the name of the show? What is the train show? Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. Okay, he's up at the train show in Springfield. Chuck Schreiber is here. Thank you, Chuck. You are new. I saw you subscribe not too long ago. Thank you, friend, for being here. I appreciate it. DB Tech is in the house. He's up there too. He's up north. Amherst. There we go. Artie says Amherst. So Dave is up in Amherst as well. Deep Run Mike is here. Welcome, Deep Run Mike. Dundas Junction Model Railroad. That's James. Welcome, James. Of course, I am here. Grandpa Rails is in the house, and he's already throwing numbers up in chat. Thank you, sir. Joe Rader from the Black Rock Central is here. Dwight Curley from the Curly Express is in the house. Lynn McCurdy is also here. He was one of the early ones. Mason Dixon Railroad is here. Welcome, welcome. Greg from Midsummer Railway N-Scale is here. Thank you, Greg. We've got Anthony from the Model Train Outsider here. Welcome, Anthony. Bob from PK&W Model Works. I know he's snowed in and he's bored as can be. He's been blowing up our STS chat like crazy, and we've been chatting back and forth. Ray Bertelson is in the house. Welcome, Ray. Of course, Ray Boebel is here, and I also want to say a warm and welcome to Dawn, who's also watching with Ray. He is also up in Amherst. Ron Montag is here. Welcome, Ron. Santa Fe Bob is in the house. Thank you, Bob, for stopping in. And looks like tonight, Schuykill River Valley's got the bottom spot. I don't know where Wigwag is, but welcome, John. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. Hey, if you noticed over there on the list, there's a couple of guys that are listed in that purplish bluish color, and they got that funky little wrench next to them. Those are my moderators. They're the guys who are keeping an eye on me and making sure I'm on topic, which usually doesn't happen often. And they're keeping control of you guys in chat. So I want to say thank you to those guys. I appreciate you being here and helping out. And let's jump over real quick to the STS schedule. This is what's coming up for the month of February. You can see Ray is going to start next week. He's going to fill in for John, who's taking some time off. And then I'm coming up on the 8th. So remember I said I'm going to be doing the Fridays? Well, you're going to get a double dose of me on that weekend too. So I'll have the Friday night show and then here back on Sidetrack Sunday in 2 weeks. Brian's going to follow me on the 15th. And then Bob's going to follow out the week on the 22nd. So make sure you guys mark your calendars, put those guys on there so you know who you're tuning into. And yeah, we can get everybody going and watching all of the Sidetrack Sunday stuff because you just can't get enough. All right, main cam here. You can see the background's going. Hey, I found Logo. He was creeping around, and I finally got him put back into the show. He's happy to be here too. I saw a happy birthday to John Schuykill River. Actually, tomorrow is John Foltz's birthday, so I want to send a pre-happy birthday out to John. I don't think he's watching here tonight, but just know that I remembered you, buddy. I did see something from Ray that said, there it is. Dawn says hi. You mean to tell me Rachel didn't go up? Well, Rachel should have at least went with you guys. You could have an extra hand to carry all those bags from the show. You should be here, Rick. I know. Trust me. I wish that I could have. I had the weekend off, but I do. Yeah, there was just too many things to take into account. I'm trying to keep track of my kids, and you know they're the priority now, and I need to make sure that I am here and available when they are. So trips like that, I wasn't able to pre-schedule it with everything that was going on. So I'm hoping, now that I got everything settled and everything seems to be calm right now, I can start scheduling, trips to come up. So we'll see how that goes. Rachel is home in her new place with the boyfriend. Aw, Valentine's Day is coming, so I'm sure those guys will be cuddling. Rachel was smart. She went to the Warm Caribbean cruise. Yeah, that would be amazing. Got some quality snow time with the kiddos. Yeah, so it is cold here in Philly. It's not as cold as what they're handling up in Amherst, but we got some snow. I don't know the exact numbers of the snowfall, but it started early in the morning, overnight, and it was still snowing. I think it's still snowing. It might still be snowing now. But I know this afternoon I got a phone call from my kids saying, hey, we're going to the park. Ron Moen just jumped in. Welcome, Ron. They were going over to the park, and they wanted me to join, so I had to go out and clear off the car, get in the car, and brave these streets. Where I am is just outside of Philadelphia, about 20 minutes outside of Philadelphia, in what they call the suburbs. It's more urban than you think. Yeah, I had to clear the snow off, and some of the streets, man, I'll tell you, we were fishtailing on some of the streets. You know, it's one of those situations where you just take your hands off the wheel and just give it to God and let him do his thing. But yeah, I probably should not have been out, but I'm warm, 68 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, in the hotel room. Is that where you're warm? I think it's 68 in here too, but out there it is not. Certainly is not. I wore long pants today rather than the usual shorts. Yeah, it's that kind of weather. So, yeah, but enough about the weather. I'm hoping you guys are having a really good time up in Amherst. I look forward to all of the chats, the live streams, and the videos that are probably going to come out in the next week or two. In the meantime, let's go and jump over to the side cam here, and I'll show you some stuff that I got done. I can't show you the kit up here, so we're going to have to wait until we get down there because it's green, and as we learned on Friday, showing you a green kit on camera just makes me disappear. So, but I did find some stuff that I can show you. I found the windows and doors. Nathan DeLay, welcome, my friend. I found the windows and doors for the kit, and I was working on those yesterday. And what I did was I showed you the doors that I did for the garage doors. So they were just stained brown and then colored with some black paint, just it's kind of sponged on there. And I'm not sure if you can see from the glare, but I got glass in there as well. Just realized that there was something I wanted to do that I didn't get to do that I will probably do tonight. Remember your green screen when showing your building. Yeah, I know. I just mentioned that, Lynn. But I did find the windows, and originally I painted the windows brown because I wanted them to match the barn doors for the garage. But then I also remembered that we did the white trim on the side of the what's going to go on the side of the buildings. So I tried using a sponge and just dabbing on some white paint onto the windows, and it didn't quite look right. I'm not sure if I did too much, but then I did the other set too little, and neither one of them looked right. So what I did is I went over and I got some black and just did the same thing and sponged some black on it. And I think they came out okay. I mean, from a distance, you're going to know it's a window, and you're going to see that it's dirty and it's got what looks like white chipping paint. But take a look. I'll also show you. Yeah, you can't see it. Yeah, the green screen screwing that up. Let's get down here because I got some other stuff that I want to show you. Let's jump over to the overhead. All right, here is what we got. All right, so let's go with the windows first because that's what I was just showing you. Focus in camera. So these windows here, come on, do the brown. All right, you can't see much brown. You can see more black, but there's definitely white in there. And yeah, that's what I chose to do. And I think it's going to look okay. Again, from afar, these ones might be a little more brown that you could see. No, they're coming out really dark on camera. Come on, focus. There you go. So I don't think it's too bad. How bad is it where you are? I don't know. I was only out once, and it was bad this afternoon. It's I think I saw it was somewhere. I think it was. Let's find out from Alexa. Hey Ziggy, what's the temperature outside? Alexa says it's 19 degrees outside. I know it was lower earlier. She just keeps on talking. Thanks, Ziggy. Alexa has this new AI feature where it just keeps listening to you unless you tell it to stop. So when I ask it questions, I have to make sure I tell them, we're done here. Otherwise, it's going to keep asking, did you mean to talk to me like that? If it gets that close to your model, yeah, we should expect a slap upside of that. Nice. Yeah. I'm not that bad. I would as long as your fingers don't touch, we're good to go. Real Wild Man, good to see you, my friend. Thank you for stopping in. That's warm. It's -8 here. Wild Man, where are you that it's -8? If you don't mind me asking. Grandpa Rails with the numbers 2716. Thank you, sir. Okay, so when we left off the other day, on Friday, we had completed this, and I added the side trim, which you can see some of the brown that's coming through, kind of makes it look like old weathered chip paint. But I did a little darker green on top, and then it faded down, and then we did the brown at the bottom, the tan at the bottom, and then I went back with the sponge and just tried to fade it in up here a little bit to give it that faded in texture. I don't think I did very well. That was the first one that we worked on. This was the second one that I worked on. You can see the colors don't quite match, but that's okay. I got a little darker on this one, and the fade over here looks more brushed than it does sponged. And then up here, this here, it continually got worse. I like the green color. I like the tan color. But I don't like what I did with the sponge. I think it's too clumpy. It does have that chipped look to it. I just think it's a little too much, but it is what it is at this point. I'm not going to go back over it. And there's the other one. Kind of the same thing. And you could see the fading effect between the colors. I came up with, you guys helped me with the idea of making this like a landscaping building because it's green. I think Curly or somebody had suggested that making it like a tree factory or something, or a lumber facility or something like that, a building. But I've got other plans for that when the layout comes. Are those floor lines or snow lines, Rick? Well, I don't know that they're either. Like I said, we had the idea of making this into like a landscaping lawn service kind of place. So I'm thinking it's just kind of wear and tear from, having equipment around the building. Those colors would be a good setup for a beach scene. Yeah, if it was blue, if it was blue, yeah, it would be a really good beach scene. Maybe we'll do that next. Maybe we'll make some sort of surf shop. I don't know. Who knows? Oh, that's what I was looking for. Wild Man is in South Dakota. Wow. Well, thank you for tuning in from South Dakota. That is awesome. I saw somebody said hello to Fred. Hello, Fred. Sandblast it. Yeah, sandblast it'll get me back to the beginning. I don't want to go that far. But here's some things I found. I was rooting around in some of the stuff because although it is organized right now, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure exactly what I have and where it is. But I went through one of the drawers in these new organizer things that I have over here on the side. Mom and son. Train rail fans is in the house. How are you, Tammy and Ray? How's the train coming along I sent? It's in storage right now, Nathan. I couldn't even tell you where. It's with all the other train stuff, so I'm probably, unfortunately, not going to see it for a while. Digger Evans just jumped in, just nipping in for a few minutes. It's 1:20 a.m. Hello, everyone. Well, thank you for stopping in, Digger. I very much appreciate it. You go take a nap and get some well-deserved rest. It was good to see you, my friend, and thank you. Thank you so much. Chris Maven Rick is. So as I was saying, I was going through some of the stuff, and I found, let me zoom in here a little bit. I found these little oil drums. These are actually wooden. I'm not even sure where I got these from, but these were wooden. Somebody must have turned them in a lathe or something. But I colored them. I covered them in gray primer, and then I covered them with one coat of red. I actually did two of them. So I colored them one coat of red, and I was going to go over it again. But then after it dried, I see how some of the paint soaked in deeper in some of the other spots. And there's some spots that I missed. And it kind of looks like it just faded over time. And I'm happy with that little mistake. I'm going to leave it as is. I'm not even going to coat that again. Rodney, Hot Rod. Rodney's in the house. Good to see you, Rodney. Another thing that I found, I got this, this here, let me get the thing. I found these Scene Masters, it's called the vintage garbage cans that I got. I think I picked this up when I was over at Caboose Stop Hobbies, because you can see they got their discounts on it. This is actually a Walthers kit, but down here I was actually fascinated in this. It says made in Germany, product by Fowler. I didn't know that Fowler made stuff for Walthers, but this kit contained, it comes like this, and there are trash cans and recycling bins in here. And I didn't get to do the trash can, but here's a little recycling bin that I just colored blue. It actually comes with, I was surprised at this because when I first looked at it, I'm like, what? No wheels? But then it actually comes with the wheels. So I guess you just glue those onto the back and then you've got wheels for your trash can. How cool is that? And then of course there is a trash can lid, which I did prime, but I didn't get a chance to paint black. That will get glued right on top. I was actually thinking of getting some either like construction paper or something and putting like maybe a bit from a trash bag and just kind of stuffing it in there and keeping the lid propped like that to make it look like the can is full with like a trash bag in it. So that was an option. These are the trash cans. They're little round cylinders, and there's the trash can lid, which I just lost. It's got a little bit of detail on it, but not much. I mean, it's a trash can lid. Other than, you know, the hinges and a handle. What else can you really do with the trash can? So I got to finish those up. Those will go either on the back side or the side of the. There's Wigwag. We were waiting for you, buddy. Good to see you. Wigwag is now in the house. I'm not going back to the participants list, buddy, but I'm sure you're the last one on it. You could make the lid out of paper or plastic. Make it look like the top plastic. Yeah, you could. Plastic bags so when you stuff. Yeah, I really could. I'll be shoveling for hours tomorrow when it stops. Yeah, the last time I was out there, it had already switched up from snow over to freezing rain. So it was like kind of little hail balls coming down. All right, so I realized just before the show that what I wanted to do was try and get the windows in and get the building glued up. And that's when I realized that I don't have any of my 1, 2, 3 blocks or the little metal setup thingy, the little metal tray that we all get from Micromark. So we're going to have to do this by hand. And the only thing that I have to put this thing together with is a single rubber band. So we're going to try our best here. Let's grab our trusty Aleene's tacky glue. While we are gluing up the building, we can try and either... Why don't we put the windows in first? Should we put the window? Yeah, let's put the windows in. Put the windows and doors in, and then we can glue the building. And then everything should be set there. And then we can either work on the cardstock for the roof. I don't know if I want to do this with tar paper or if I want to try and do this with gravel. We'll see as we go. I need my little clipper thingies here. I should have cut these out before the show, so I apologize. Just a couple of snips here, and we'll have some windows ready. I love these flush mount cutters. They do such a great job getting right down to the part. Made by the same company that we use for the rail cutters. But they got this really fine flat edge. So if you're into models, it gets right into those tough spots. You don't have to worry about an X-Acto knife or cutting, your part. It gets right in there, snip, and you're done. Look at that. All those Set that. Don't ever get rid of these things. In some buildings, in most cases, depending on how the manufacturer makes these, you can trim down these little nubs and use these straight pieces for sometimes railings, a lot of times downspouts on your buildings. Sometimes you can just use it for bracing other parts in your model. If you've got if you're doing like a plastic model rather than a wood kit, you can use these just to glue in place in corners just to keep, things together if you don't have enough space to do that. Don't ever get rid of these. It's like gold, hidden gold. You can use those for so many different things. Just extra bits of plastic. Most people just get rid of them thinking that they're just wasted trash. Especially when you're on a budget. Little things like that you don't have to go and buy a special product for. I love those little hidden gems. You know what? We're not going to do windows because I just realized the thing that I forgot twice now that I wanted to do. 20 pounds of sprue. Wow. I remember when I was packing up the my old desk. Possum Bayou, Rusty's in the house. Good to see you, my friend. I remember when I was packing up my old workbench. I came across the box that you sent me, Wigwag, with all the DPM kits, and I can't wait to get into that. I was actually thinking of, I think I have most of the buildings that are required for that, the railroad, I forget what it was called, Hidden Valley or something, that Walters put out, or was it Walters? I can't remember. It was one of those things you could buy the whole kit in the box. It came with the rails, the buildings, the scenery, and all that jazz. Who put that out? I want to say it's Walters, but I don't think it's Walters. All right, I'm just going to grab my my sanding stick here and just really lightly go over those little sprues that are left on here. I think what I'm going to do is instead of cutting Woodland Scenics, that's it. Thank you, Wigwag. Woodland Scenics is the one who did it. They took Woodland Scenics shows you how far I am out of the game. Woodland Scenics bought all of the DPM stuff. So I'm guessing they have the rights for it now. And you can go on to the Woodland Scenics website, and some of the buildings that they still have, they've renamed them. They've got different names. They got different names for the buildings, but a lot of them you can still get, and they're still in the repackaged. They redid the instructions and stuff for most of them, but you can get them. But what they did do is they came out with these full layout kits. Happy Valley Hobbies, thank you for stopping in, my friend. I appreciate it. It's good to see you. What they did is they did these full-on layouts. All you had to do was buy the bench work for it. So you had to build your own bench work, build your own top, but they gave you all of the buildings, which were all DPM kits. They gave you all of the scenery that was needed, so the plaster cloth. I'm not sure about the paint, but they gave you like grass. They gave you glue. They gave you the incline to make the train go up. And of course the track plan that you need to accomplish all of this. So I think there were 4 in total. I might be wrong on that. I think there's 4 kits in total that Woodland Scenics did this for. And you'll see, you can actually still get, I don't know if they have them at Woodland Scenics, but you can get them on like eBay. They did when they originally took the kits over, they did like a big pack of like their buildings that are like considered industrial, and they put them all together into one kit, and you can buy that kit separately and just have those buildings. And you could build those for your own layout. You don't have to follow like their plan or anything like that. But I think there's 3 different kits that you can get that are like that. I already did the door. Okay, so I got all the sprues off. I'm going to move the building out of the way for a minute. What I want to do is you can do the windows, the glass for the windows in 2 ways. And I know I've shown this before, but I'm going to try and do it here. Because I can. You can use acetate, which I have some here. That's that clear little plastic. You can cut that around your windows and just glue that in place and be done with it, and have and that would be perfectly fine. It's great for window glass. I like to do glazing, which is basically taking any clear glue. It's best. I haven't tried. I've never tried it with like a like an Elmer's glue or something like that, but I use this stuff here from Testers. It is actually for it's clear cement and canopies. I use it for here. It even says window maker. So basically, all you do is take. I'm going to grab a pair of tweezers here just to hold this part down. Zoom in a little bit. I just take the glue, pass it over the windows, and you can see it slowly fills them in. And you don't have to do much. It's not like you're slopping it on there. And then that's it. And then I'm going to, it looks like I did slop it on there. So I did do a lot, and I dropped it, and now I got glue all over it. And oh man, this is just getting worse. All right, I'm just gonna set that aside. If you notice, one of the windows in the top upper right corner here popped. That's fine. I'm gonna leave that because it just, in my opinion, adds a sense of realism to the model. When you see, you drive by these older warehouses and you see like there's a piece of glass that's broken out. Sometimes you'll get a bubble in one of them, in one of the panes, and you'll notice that you can actually cut the bubble out and sometimes make it look like a broken window. I'm going to try the door here. It's got larger openings. And what I'm going to do first is just go around the outside and then try and connect it. It's almost like when we were kids and you were blowing bubbles and you got the little bubble maker wand and you're trying to fill that space. It's kind of the same thing. Those windows are smashed when we were younger. Yeah, that's true. And I'm betting we did a lot of them. So you're not trying to fill the window with glue. That's impossible. It's a hole. What you're trying to do is stretch the glue across the opening. There we go. What I'm going to do is I'll do one more. And then we'll move on because I think you got the concept of it. Where's my tweezers? There we go. And even if you don't get one of those windows to pop, you can always cut it out later. So you got the idea. I'm going to put this away for now, but what did I do with the lid? Oh, there it is. Right out of view. I think I'm going to try to glue the building together. The windows go in from the front, so it's not going to be that hard to put the windows in later. If you have a longer window, you can drag the glue across with a toothpick. Yes. And I think that's probably what I should have done with the first one, because I think I used a little too much glue. I'll have to look at it when it dries. The good thing is I believe that you can actually pick this and peel it off later if you don't like it. So that's not bad. Extreme cold warning. Yeah, that's going all the way across the country. Oh, I just remembered you're in Texas now. So yeah, you're getting some of this too. I forgot for a moment and thought you were still in California. We got down to the high teens. Yeah, it got low last night. Last night I think we went down to 9. I think. I use the stuff to glue in acetate on the windows. Yeah, same thing, Deep Run. I do the same thing, very sparingly, like a little dab in each corner, and then put the acetate on it. Because when you do too much and you put the acetate down, it just spreads, and then you see it. The next, when it dries, you can see that dried glue, and I hate that. I wind up tearing it off and restarting if I see it. That's one of the pet peeves that I just hate, because you can't really cover it up. It's just one of those things that get to me. I know better, and I should have done better. One of those things. So, all right, let's try and get this thing glued up. So if you notice on this side of the wall, we've got the bracing, and the bracing comes up right to the edge of the building. And I've already sanded this flat, so I know there's no burrs, no nothing on there, no glue spill out or anything like that. And I glued the trim to the side of the side building. And you know what I noticed yesterday or Friday when we were working with these? If you remember, I did stain these before I painted them. And what happened was it wound up bowing that way. And then I had to come back yesterday morning and put a little bit of water on it and then set it down with a big bottle of paint. And get them back straight. So I noticed, when I went to put these things on, the trim was straight, but the building was literally bowed like that, and I couldn't do anything with it. So I got those straightened out. I got those put on. So these are literally going to glue right to the side of that, and the trim will match up, and that's what it will look like. So trim on both sides. And there's enough gluing surface there with that bracing to make sure that it stays in place. So the trick is I'm going to have to sit here and hold this until at least the A-leans takes into effect, because I don't have a block that I could do this with. And I'm afraid that if I put it all 4 together, it's just going to collapse. So I'm going to try my best here. I'm going to put the glue on the surface that has the most bite. And you know me, as always, I'm probably going to wind up over gluing it, because I always do. And I am noticing that the curl did not come out all the way. So it is trying to curl that way. So I'm just going to give it a couple minutes, minute or two, and check in on you guys in chat. The old butt joint, a favorite. Yeah, it's a pain. I do think I'm holding it pretty good at a 90-degree square. So drywall tape. Yeah, drywall tape. I don't know that you can use that in this sense, but I guess what I could do, I don't have, do I have any? I could try, I don't have the accelerator, but I could try crazy glue. Crazy glue would seal, fast, but I'm afraid of my fingers too, because I need those and I need those to be separate and not together. I don't think I have any crazy glue. I see one, but it's not, it's been there for years. I don't even know if that has anything in it. Yeah, my crazy glue is in storage too. I missed you on Saturday, Ray Boebel. Ray, he missed you. Were you Happy Valley Hobbies? Ed, were you at the show too? You know what I was going to do? We were actually talking. Bob and I were talking on late Saturday, late last night, and I came up with an idea, and it was just too late. I didn't notice that anyone went live from Amherst, and the thought that I had, and maybe I'll do it next year. I'll plan a year ahead. Next year, what I'll do is I'll set up a live stream so that you guys don't have to worry about it. For those that go, if anyone does go, hopefully, I heard there were a lot of you there this week. What I can do is I will set up a live stream on my channel. This way you guys don't have to worry about setting up the live stream when you're, and hosting. And if you guys want to come in and tell us about the show and do it kind of like, I'll be the news reporter and you guys can be the correspondent over at, FBMRR Channel 6, tuning into Ray Boebel up in Amherst, Springfield, Massachusetts. We could do that if you want. I'll try. If I'm free that weekend, we can certainly try. But yeah, I thought of it a little too late, and I couldn't. I couldn't set it up, and I didn't know if the show was still going on today, if anybody was still attending, or what the case was. So a little too late. Good thought. A little too late. Yeah, the only stream. Yep. Someone overdid it with a snow dance. Yeah. We'll chat about the show tomorrow night. Yes, we can. Plumber's putty is a good seal for butt joints. That's a good idea. I don't think I will be up here next year. Yeah, I know it's a bit of a trip for most of us. And I'm closer than you are, Ray. And I know, it's, if you ask me, it's just a bad time of the year. They should definitely push it off to summer, in my opinion. But I mean, I guess it's a staple. That's what they do. Butt joints or cracks? I don't know. All right, I'm going to let go. Let's see how we did. Oh, look how hard I was holding it. You can see the indent in my fingers. But it held. So I'm going to do one side at a time. I'm going to let that set up completely. I'm just going to put that standing up over here off to the side. And then let's work on this side. And I had an issue the other day when I was starting this. I had to go back and feel to make sure that I had the clapboard going in the right direction. I know I did for this one, but I think this one kind of threw me off, and I had to make sure and go back, and it was actually upside down. This is the right side up. So I had to make sure I had it in the right place. And now I need to make sure that I'm gluing to the right side here. So that's going to be up front. This is going to be the back. So this is going to go like that. All right. Last thing I need to do is put glue on it and then realize that I glued two sides over here and nothing over there. because I have done that before with a DPM kit. All right, this one seems to be pretty square. No ripple. Some extra glue. So may not need to hold this quite so much. Doing my best to keep that 90 though. Spreading out some of the glue in the back. Oh, I got something else to share with you. Something I found. I can't do it one-handed, but we'll wait and see. Rick, what type of tacky glue are you using? I swear by this stuff. This is Aleene's tacky glue. This is the original. Come on, focus on that. There, Aleene's tacky glue. My mom was a crafter, and she did all kinds of crafts and things back in the early 90s. When I was a kid helping out, she used to make little earrings, charms, you name it. My mom did it. Her and my aunt, her sister, they would paint t-shirts. They would use puffy paints. They would do thermal transfers of images and photos onto shirts, you name it. But their go-to glue, even back then, and we're talking 30 years ago, 30 years ago, was Aleene's tacky glue. Now, when I first started in the hobby industry doing all this, I originally started with Elmer's glue, which of course took way too long to dry. When I was doing wood projects, I was doing wood glue, but then I quickly found out that if you get any bit of wood glue anywhere that you're not supposed to, you can't paint over it, or at least it looks funky when you paint over it. So I got rid of the wood glue. And I can't remember who turned me on to this again, but I saw someone using it and thought, I got to get some of that. And so I keep this here on my workbench, right off to the side. But I even have, this is how much I love them. I've got the oversized bottle also. This I just keep on the side, and I just refill this to keep it handy. I used to have that put away when I had my old workbench, but I don't have that far to put it now that I'm in this small apartment. I just keep checking these angles to make sure that the building is flush, but that's all I'm doing. Aleene's is basically white glue. Slightly thicker. It's possible. I haven't read, the label, but it is thicker, and in my opinion, it just dries faster. It's an excellent glue. Within minutes, I mean, it sets up and holds. Again, I wouldn't glue China with it, but yeah, I'm not going to try and pull it apart, but it certainly holds its weight. Now, whether or not you can do that with white glue in the same amount of time, I don't know. I'm particular to medium viscosity CA. I don't have a problem with CA. CA works for a lot of good things. It has a lot of good purpose. DPM at one point, and I'm betting other companies also used to make those metal kits of buildings, and I do have a couple of them, again, in storage. But those metal kits, those are great for, CA is great for putting those things together. The only problem is, while it does have a great bond initially, it is, once it dries, it gets very brittle. I had a metal kit that I built that I absolutely loved. It was a bar. It was like a brick building bar. And I just thought it was awesome. It was like this really tiny thing. It used to sit on the shelf. I don't know if it's still in the picture. Hold on. It might be in the picture. Yes. So that building right there is a very small metal kit that was put out by put out by DPM, and then again, I guess it was bought out by Woodland Scenics, and I used CA glue for it, but I had dropped it out of my hand, and it actually hit carpet, not even something hard, and everything shattered. Not the kit itself, but everything came apart. All 4 walls came apart. All of the accessories that were glued on all came apart. Roof popped off. It just absolutely shattered. I was able to put it back together, and I'm a lot more careful with it now. And again, it's still held on with CA glue, but it was very, very brittle holding metal together. But it's the only thing that I found that would work with metal. Glue fills in the grains of the wood, and stain usually can't be absorbed. Yeah, absolutely. It's good for holding people in your scenes. Yeah, it's also good for holding your coworkers in their chairs too. Just saying. I'd never tried it, but I mean, yeah, I'm sure it'll work. I stained it first. That's actually a good point. I stained it first. I know what Rusty is saying. If you try and put on the stain after it, stain doesn't go through the glue because the glue doesn't absorb the stain. But I stained it first just so that I could have it underneath as an undertone for the color on top. I noticed with wood kits, when you paint on wood kits, the wood seems to absorb the liquid from the paint. You wound up using a lot more of the paint because of that, and the light colored wood distorts your paint in a way that makes it look lighter than it really is. So if you're depending on a color, like for example, this grass green looks grass green, but when you paint this onto a surface like that, it comes out more like that. So the paint color usually changes. And this staining the wood prior to helps that not to happen. 2-part epoxy works with metal. I don't know. I've never tried it, but I would love to. Rick's turned into a badass modeler compared to his bridge build. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that so much. I'm just trying to make it better. I seem to be repeating things. I need to try new things. But thank you so much, dude. I go with what I know, and I hope I help you guys learn something on the way. Ron was at the train show. WB Weld for metal. I will try that, Ray. I will get a tube of it. I believe I can find that over at the Home Depot, 2-3 blocks away. I can certainly try that. Here's another one from James saying WB Weld is great stuff. I fixed the table on my drill press with that. Nice. Nice. All right. So this side is holding well. I'm trying not to move it as much as possible. This side is also already holding well. I'm going to try and get these two together. That's got to go on the inside. That's got to go on the outside. I'm going to glue these and then put the rubber band on it. And that might bring us to the end of the show. But that's what our building's going to look like. So that's the footprint. If I put it down here, we are going 1, 2, wait, if I count right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5 inches long and 1, 2.5 inches wide. I'm not sure exactly how tall it is. We'll do that after we get it glued. All right, so on this side, again, I want to put the glue on the part that's got the most wood on it. So we're going to do that one. Then we'll jump over here. We'll do this one. That's got to go inside. And that's got to go outside. So the trim Looks like it's in the corner. I'm going to take a rubber band and stretch this around just to hold it in place. Again, this is where 1, 2, 3 blocks are great. They will hold it. I don't have them. They're in storage. So I'm trying to do this just by touch to make sure that I have it all right. And I keep going back and forth because once you change that side, it's going to change this side. We learn from your mistakes. Yeah, hey, listen, I am not perfect. I will be the first to admit that. And if I can make the mistake up here so that you can guys learn later, that is great. I still call that a success. So one mistake is better than many. So we'll take that. Wow, Grandpa Rails remembers when JB Weld first came out. That must have been a long time ago. Always satisfying to get the walls up and make the shape. Yeah, you ain't kidding. And I love it when it all comes together. I think I'm pretty square. I mean, I'm on the straight line on this side. If I do it here, you guys can see it. I'll put it in the corner right there. Where's it at? I'll put it there on this side, and I'll square up over there. So we're on the line there. There is a little bow on this side, but I'm not real worried about that. You really can't notice it. And the roof is going to go on top of that, and it's not going to show at all. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish getting these accessories together, and I can actually get them glued to the side of the building. I am going to finish up getting the glass done on the windows and doors, and I will get those in place. The last thing that I am going to do is I'm going to hold off on doing these doors because you guys know when I do my my doors on most of my buildings, especially on buildings with like these garage doors and things or these older doors, I like to keep them propped open. It just gives some realism to the building rather than having them closed. So 2 of them I will probably close, and at least 1 of them I will have propped open. And I don't want to do that now while I'm still handling the building. Ed wants to know what kit this is. This is from Foscale Models. It is called the Kane Brake and Muffler kit. It is. They don't have kit numbers on their buildings. It is a real easy kit to build. It's basically 4 walls, the roof, windows, and a couple accessories. Not much to it. It is a real cool kit to do. So I will get the accessories done. I will get the windows done, and then we'll do the roof and the doors last, and then who knows? We might be moving on to another kit in 2 weeks. We'll have to wait and see. Just want to catch up on some chat here. I was at Amherst on Saturday. Awesome. Looks good, Rick. Keep up the blocks. Ooh, Artie's getting a dig in there. No, Bob, what I did is that's just paint. It's not black paper, although black paper honestly would probably be an easier route to do. You could take the original. Yeah, I like that idea. And I have plenty of construction paper. If you took the original kit, put it down on top of some black paper, drew out your building and drew out all of the holes for the windows and the doors, and then cut it out with an X-Acto knife, you could just glue that right to the back of your building rather than sitting here and painting it. See, even I learned stuff. Bob, I'm going to try that on the next kit. That is an awesome idea. We always knew you were square. I am. I try. Although I'm not going to say that I'm not the crazy one. Will that have a dirt floor? I'm not really concerned about the floor. No, it'll probably wind up having a concrete floor if I continue with the idea that this is going to be like a landscaping building. It's probably going to be a concrete floor, although it will have a light in it. I want to make sure that I'm going to be able to. What I'll probably do is build the floor, and I'm not exactly sure how. It might just be a piece of cardboard or maybe a thin piece of styrofoam. But what I would probably have to do is build the floor, put all the accessories on it, and then put the building over top. Now, whether or not I will glue the building on top, I'm not sure. But the floor is going to go last because I want to make sure that when I add a light on the inside, I want to make sure that I can make that connection with the light and, the wires and all that jazz. So for now, we're just going to do the building as is. With the roof on it and leave it at that. I still haven't figured out the signage. I will do that for the next show coming up in 2 weeks, and we'll go from there. I ordered some kits from ITLA. Awesome. I won't be on any weeknight chats. I'm still working second shift. Gotcha, buddy. Gotcha. Well, I'm glad you were able to make it here, and I'm hoping working is going great for you, dude. All right, let's flip back over here to the main cam, and I'll pop this light off so that you guys can actually see me. We'll get the microphone in here so you can hear me. Just wanted to quickly say thank you for everyone for tuning in on Friday and here on Sunday. Thank you, guys. Remember, Sidetrack Sunday, is that shop specialized Ford or Dodge? Is the shop specialized in Ford or Dodge? I don't know. It's landscaping. What's that got to do with Ford or Dodge? Landscaping. We're talking lawnmowers, Craftsman. I don't know the other brands, but stuff like that. Snow blowers, stuff like that. Thanks for a great show. Thank you guys. Again, I appreciate it. Next week, let's go back here for a second, just on the schedule. Next week's going to be Bob. Tune in to Bob next week for Sidetrack Sunday. He'll have his show, and I'm pretty sure he's got some great stuff I was seeing in chat. I don't want to give anything away, but I know he's got some great stuff coming up for next week. So definitely tune into Bob. And again, after Bob's show next week, you're going to have me again. I'll be doing a Friday night and a Saturday night show. So definitely join in. And we'll hang out again in 2 weeks. Thank you guys from the Sidetrack Sunday crew for letting me join in and pick up one of the shows. This has been awesome to be back on a Sunday night. So thank you so much. We're gonna roll here on the outro. Over here, I'm gonna pop over one of my newer videos. Down there in that corner, you're gonna see a playlist, and then right below me, there's gonna be the subscribe button. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Thanks. Have a good one.